What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And of course, I'm from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed above or directly at WiseTake.com. If you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level, we are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out. Day passes available. WiseTake.com. If you're new to this channel, welcome. You've come to the right place with some free DFS content, some fire free DFS content. So please subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. Covering slates Monday through Friday with some MLB DFS action. Do me a favor, hit the like button on the video. Leave some comments. Really appreciate the comments we've been getting. Appreciate interacting. Appreciate y'all interacting with each other through our comments. And share the video. Shares go a long way. Shares really help us out and can allow us to grow, which would allow us to put more into our products. Appreciate you. We've got two slates. We're only talking about the night slate, the main slate, if you will, on this particular show. But there are two slates if you want to get down and dirty with some MLB. I know MLB's been a good thing so far. It's just been pretty awesome. Humble brag, I did nail the top stack. My favorite stacks tonight were Houston and the White Sox were my favorite stack of all. Against Shea, we talked about the regression. I talked about that more in my article. Garrett Cole, I mean, I'm not going to come on. Can't pat yourself on the back for playing Garrett fucking Cole, right? Against the Rays in Tampa, right? Gallen got scratched though. That was a bummer. But I did pivot more onto Woodruff. A lot of my Gallen teams, I did push over to Woodruff, who also balled out. So all in all, decent day in baseball, but not as well as I'd hoped, man. Not as well as I'd hoped. I want to do better when I'm that right. When you get that much right, you want to do better. And here's another crack at it. Smaller slate. I think it's like 6 games or something like that. It's a little funky, right? As small slates often are. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've got Christian Javier. Top pitchers first, as always. Top pitchers, then top offenses, things to watch, don't watch. Top pitchers, Christian Javier versus the Rangers. I think Javier will be pretty popular. He's playing the Rangers. He's got a 30% K rate so far this season. It does look like he's got some aggression coming his way. Gives up a ton of fly balls. So while in cash games, Javier may be one of the ways to go. In tournaments, I got my eye on some of the Ranger bats as just some really low-owned, leveragey type plays. Just because the regression appears to be on its way. And if you look at the Rangers, they do have a massive strikeout rate, which is why you're going to want some Javier. Only 158 ISO. But they have a 107 WRC plus against righties. That's what, 1, 2, 3. Is that 8th best? 8th highest WRC plus against righties. So maybe worth a stab, but either way, Javier in cash games at the very least makes sense. Trevor Rogers has been awesome, man. He's got the best actual numbers on the slate that I think. Everything all together. He's been good. How have the D-backs been against lefties? Well, they're actually second in WRC plus with a 231 ISO. Another leveragey type situation because I expect Rogers to be popular. As you can see, Arizona does not strike out a ton against lefties. Small sample here in the 2021 season, but just something to keep an eye on, something to take note of here. Not the ideal matchup for Trevor Rogers. Zach Plesac has looked pretty good. Numbers looking pretty good. Shows some potential progression, but still pretty solid numbers. 27% K rate. Going up against Seattle, who we know does strike out quite a bit. Seattle, you can see towards in the bottom half in terms of offense right now, 25.8% K rate to righties. I think he's a decent option, and I think the price is reasonable. Then there's Jameson Taillon. It looks like I was looking at the wrong year for that one. Jameson Taillon, who, again, if we look, 5.02 ERA, but a 3.84 xFIP, not bad. 3.27 CR, pretty solid. 28.8% K rate. Gives up a lot of fly balls, but he's getting a big park boost, right? In Tampa, and he's playing Tampa, who is extremely strikeout heavy. That's what they do. And you can see Tampa at 24.9% against righties. Strikeout rate, WRC plus is under 100. So I think tight end is actually interesting. Anytime you're playing the Rays, right? Especially in a pitcher's park like this. Shout out to Carlton Quincy Foster in the YouTube chat, hanging out with me live at 1:03 in the morning. Says love this show, especially the night before. Thanks CK for the leg up. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hanging out with me and watching the show. Much appreciated. So I think that's going to round up my top pitchers. There's other pitchers we'll discuss, but as far as top pitchers, the guys that stood out to me the most, that's kind of it. It's not pretty, right? I expect Javier and Rogers and Plesac to get a majority of the ownership. And we saw some warning signs on all of them. I think I'm more concerned about the Rogers warnings, the matchup. But I think Rogers is the best actual pitcher. So a little bit of a dilemma we'll have to sort through come article time. In terms of top offenses, we have cores on the slate. We've got Chichi Gonzalez and Luis Castillo. I'm going with the Cincinnati Reds. Number one is Chichi Gonzalez, right? So far in 2021, a 4.85 xFIP, 5.33 11.9% K rate. And Cincinnati, mind you, their numbers are probably a little inflated because they do play in a hitter's park down at Great American Small Park, but still a 113 WRC plus, which is, I think, fourth highest. 195 ISO against righties, looking pretty solid, right? And if we look at what Chi-Chi did last year, we will see that Chi-Chi just sucks. So, yeah, I mean, hard to argue against the Reds' offense, though obviously they should be pretty damn popular. AD, what's happening, bro? He says, I usually search up a nice ocean sound to fall asleep to, but now I got CK's voice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got me here, man, talking you to sleep, bro. If I'm the last voice you want to hear before you go to sleep, I'll take that as a compliment. Anyway, moving up, we got I guess we could talk about Luis Castillo. I'm assuming the Rockies are going to be popular just because it's cores, but Luis Castillo, I mean, he's not looked so great this year, right? xFIP shows that maybe he's been a little unlucky. BABIP shows a little unlucky, but still a 4.03 xFIP and a 16.8% K rate is not very Luis Castillo-like. I will say this, 18.8% hard contact rate, 51.4% ground ball rate. That's on par with him. So maybe it really has been a luck issue. But the swinging and missing stuff, like the strikeouts, the lack thereof, is what makes me nervous. Colorado, however, dead last in WRC plus right now against righties. Dead last in WRC plus. 297 WOBA, 155 ISO, 22.8% K rate. Food for thought. The next offense that we'll discuss that stood out to me initially was the Astros once again against Fucksticks. Folty, right? Looking at Folty, 4.39 xFIP's not great. He hasn't been like horrendously bad, but we know he can be. I guess we know he can be homer prone, gives up a lot of hard contact, typically gives up a lot of fly balls. And then, of course, Houston, we know, likes to put the ball in play. And Houston, of course, the second highest WRC plus in the league against righties with a 177 ISO, tied with the Dodgers in that aspect. So, yeah, Houston, I think, will garner some ownership. And then a team that I like is actually the Oakland A's against Garrett Richards. Been kind of waiting to take Oakland in a hitter's park. You know, they typically play in Oakland, very pitcher-friendly park. Richards has not been as bad as, you would like if you plan on attacking him. But I think that he's just maybe he's just soft enough for the A's to kind of get a hold of. So I'm definitely interested in Oakland, though I do think they may be a little lower in ownership. I mean, let's be honest, it's a small slate, so everybody's going to be owned somewhat. But I think Oakland's interesting. Things to watch: Sean Manaea against Boston. Manaea looks really good this year. 3.46 xFIP, 3.46 Sierra, 26.2% K rate. He's looked solid, man. He's looked real solid. But he's playing Boston. Boston currently an 18.2% strikeout rate to lefties, 111 WRC plus. What wins out, right? Because I think both sides of that are going to be low owned. I don't think people are going to be dying to play Manaea, but I don't think people are dying to play the Red Sox either. So I'm curious as to what wins out there. Rich Hill against the Yankees. I don't think people are not playing Rich Hill People may play some Yankees, but the Yankees on the road just haven't been great. This is a big park. The Yankees are loaded with right-handers. So I just don't think either side is going to be all that popular either. Maybe people play the Yankees because they are the Yankees, but I don't think either side's that popular. So again, something to keep an eye on what wins out. Then we got Merrill Kelly, who I think is horrible. I don't think he's any good. I think he's gotten lucky. Last year, went through the entire season with luck, 2.59 ERA, 3.95 xFIP, over a full point different, right? 43% hard contact rate the entire way. So I don't think this guy's any good. But he's playing Miami, which is obviously an advantage. Miami, as you can see, 25th in WRC plus against righties, 27% K rate. So once again, what wins out? Does Miami break the slate and kind of go nuts at low ownership, beating up on Merrill Kelly's sorry ass? Or does Merrill Kelly kind of escape through with his mediocrity because he happens to have a really good matchup against Miami? What it is, though, is dong watch time. That's what it is, though. Time for some home runs. Dong watch. Number 1, Matt Olson. I talked about the A's. Matt Olson against the righty. I think Richards has been like slightly reverse splits over his career, but I just think Olson's a beast, and I'm going to roll with him. Number 2, Alex Bregman. Sticking with the Houston theme. Seems like every day I'm on him or Devers. But you play good players. Finally, we're going to take a course hitter, and we're going to take Jesse Winker. He's only 5'1". I say only because he's been red hot, and his teammates like Castellanos like 6K and shit. So I'll roll with Jesse Winker as the third. So Matt Olson, Alex Bregman, Jesse Winker. That is today's Dong Watch. Appreciate those of you hanging out with me live, and those of you who took the time to watch the show throughout the day before lock. I appreciate those of you hanging out with me, leaving some live comments. Continue to leave comments, interact with each other. Let's do the dirty. Share the show. Hit the like button on your way out. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, I hope to catch you at WiseTake.com. Hope to catch you in the WiseTake Slack. And as always, good luck.